Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Lars here for Week Wrestling Heat. We are back. The whole crew is back today. Man, it's been a hectic week in wrestling, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've got like 10 hours of news.
Eh,
Man, let's get it
the news
started.
did not stop.
All right,
Man, let's get it started.
I don't even know where to start on this. Let's start with Undertaker retiring first, or saying he retired on the
Yeah,
last
let's start
episode of
there.
Last Ride.
So if you haven't watched the whole series, I recommend it highly to watch it. It's a very entertaining series, and it gives you a lot of insight to the Undertaker that you've never even heard at all. I think like after 30 years plus keeping in persona, this is the first time that the Undertaker has ever opened up on his life as Mark Calloway. Um, so the show basically ended with him saying that the match against AJ Styles was basically his last one. And if this was his last one, that he chose the right opponent and the right situation to go out on. And him riding away after the Boneyard match is basically a signifying of him basically putting basically his wrestling in ring career past him. So
But SmackDown
um,
tomorrow is
the death of
Undertaker Appreciation, and AJ's on SmackDown now. So I think there's going to be another match.
I would hope I wouldn't hope that there's another match because I don't think he's in ring shape. Even though he does train, he does stay on that. I think that the Boneyard match was enough to keep him to basically what's enough for me. I think it was a good way to say goodbye to the Undertaker. The way he went out, the way it ended, um, and I mean that's my opinion in general. What do you think, guys?
I don't
Hey,
want
30
another
years,
match.
man. 30 years, man. Honestly, call it a career. Like, seriously. I mean, I don't want to ever see the Undertaker go. Undertaker is WWE. Let's call it what it is. But it's just like, I mean, honestly, can I think of him going against another opponent as a fairwear match? I'll let y'all have that one. That's up for debate.
Honestly think that they chose the perfect person to have his last match with.
In
Well,
today's
I mean,
wrestling
AJ
world,
picked the.
yeah, in today's wrestling world, he's the perfect guy for what's on that roster.
Angel, a little mic closer to your mouth, please. A little louder.
Okay, there we go. Is that better?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I have,
So, all I was saying was in today's world that AJ's the perfect guy to have gone out with, um, as far as the match is concerned. I would have been interested to see what it was like if there wasn't a boneyard match though,
I
yeah,
because
think
I think that
AJ.
covered up a lot. Go ahead.
yeah. No, I was gonna say AJ and Jericho are like the best dance partners in wrestling right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, AJ can make a 5-star match with a broomstick. So can
Hmm.
Jericho. So it's like I think since
Yeah.
Jericho left, I think the most obvious choice, which was the best person, that I think one of the best wrestlers in the industry today, it was a perfect person to pick as his last match. So
Yeah, I mean, I
it,
was thinking on the road of something very random. Go. I think you're gonna continue with that though, Moise. Go ahead.
oh no, I was gonna say if this wasn't his last match, I would have wanted Cena and let him have like a 10 to 12 minute match instead of a quick squash, like they did a couple manias ago.
With Cena,
Yeah, remember when Cena wanted to face Taker and then Taker just comes out, choke slams him, and pins him? Do you not
I
remember
no,
this?
Yeah.
I probably didn't watch it. When was that at Mania?
yeah, that was Mania 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't watch.
Two,
I
three
wasn't
manias
watching.
ago.
I wasn't watching, but
All
I
right.
guess no. I was just saying. I had a weird thought, and you obviously can't do it right now, but that gimmick of the Undertaker is something you can pass on. It would be very hard to pass along. But would you like to see something like that happen?
You
Only
can't.
two people can do it, I think.
Do what?
I think there's only two people you could give it to, and one of them is being booked piss poorly right now, and Aleister Black, and the other one is Damian Priest.
I mean, I like to see an evolution of it, man. Like just of some sort. Unfortunately, Paul Bearer is not around, but like someone like that to have said, "I want you to be the new Undertaker" or something, but it has to
Like
be
a
a guy
Paul
who
Heyman and Damian Priest or something.
it has to be, if you did it right, it'd have to be someone who you can start and establish them pretty well, because they're gonna obviously grow into that role. So it
I
had to be a
don't.
younger guy.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want to see another reincarnation of the Undertaker. I want somebody to take their own, like their
Me
own
neither.
character and involve it.
I'm saying
Like,
it's an incarnation.
Me
Why
neither.
did I say it like that? It's a reincarnated style. It's something like that is probably needed, I think, in WWE.
honestly, I'll be honest with you. I think the Fiend is the perfect evolution character. Or Bray Wyatt, because the way he's done his evolution of his character from the Bray Wyatt that we known when he debuted, and now to the Fiend and to all these other portions of it. I think he's the perfect character to be something close to that dark mystique, but at the same time have that other side to him. That
It's like if you got a non-wrestling fan, like someone who hasn't watched ever, and you show them Dude Love, Cactus Jack, Mick Foley, and Mankind. I think he would be able to get the Mick Foley and Mankind, but he wouldn't get the whole Cactus Jack and Dude Love thing out of it, you know?
yeah.
I'm just,
So-
I don't know. I feel like
I like that. I like that
character-
analogy better.
A character like the Undertaker is something that could stay around, but you would need someone who that's a big mantle, obviously. So it was just something in passing in my car. And I just
Exactly.
wanted to see what y'all's thoughts were.
Okay. Charlotte is out. Conflicting reports. I've heard 8 weeks. I've heard a couple weeks from her father on Wrestling Inc. So
I heard Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I've heard all sorts of different stuff. I've heard Mania, I've heard Rumble, and I've heard 4 weeks.
I heard she
Nobody
getting on
knows
show.
Nobody knows exactly what's going on with her, but I think it was a good needed break for her.
I think it was a
I think she's
legitimate
getting it.
injury, huh?
Yeah, she's getting surgery
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
What they need to do is they need to figure out some way, and I'm saying this because she's been so oversaturated. They need to figure out some way
Yeah.
to get her onto Total Divas so the women can compare to her.
Yeah.
I think that would adding to her fan base like that would be a very smart move.
And I think
And then you also get that women's fan base for Andrade. Maybe you put Zelina on the next season, get that for Aleister Black too. Just have Angel Garza walking around like an idiot, get the ladies to fawn over him. I think Zelina Zelina and Charlotte need to be on this next season of Total Divas.
I think they already are filming this next season of Total Divas. I think it's Lana, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville,
Don't care.
and Dana Brooke.
Don't care. Like none of them,
and of course the regular cast like Natty, Naomi,
like
and
none of them are gonna
the-
get that. None of them are gonna attract like a weekly viewer. Like I think a Charlotte, a Zelina, and an Andrade could. Zelina and Andrade because they appeal.
Mandy Rose.
I think they will, but I think with Zelina and Andrade on there, Andrade, being Charlotte's real life fiance, I think you attract a Latin audience too.
I don't think he wants all that. Does he?
Vince wants a Latin superstar.
No, I'm talking about Andrade. I don't think he wants to be.
But they're building.
If
ahead,
Charlotte tells Andrade, I'm doing Total Divas, Andrade ain't saying no. He ain't got that pull.
Yeah.
I mean, Dean Ambrose was on a limited amount of episodes when he came on when Renee was on the show.
If anyone would say no to it, it would be Daniel Bryan. Even Daniel Bryan said yes to it. It's a good payday. Yeah, but I think Zelina and Charlotte need to be on the next season, whatever you do, to get them that women and Latin fan base. And I think that would add to it.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, that was the rumor, really. Well,
because now you can bring Charlotte back as a face if you keep her off long enough.
Yeah, I think
now that part I agree
think also with this. Also, I think with this break, I think she might be getting married.
Maybe
it could be that they're also going to get married in between this time that she's off.
And you can do that at your season finale.
Mm-hmm. Well, they already are shooting this next season of Total Divas. So
are they even with COVID going on?
Mm-hmm.
They've already started
They're
recording.
doing it. I don't know how, but yeah.
I haven't.
You know,
Yeah, because I haven't
come
heard
on now.
anything
Y'all
about
know
it.
WWE don't sleep. Come on now.
So if you look at the social media posts that they have, Mandy, Lana, and Sonya were on a boat, like on an expensive ass yacht the other day with Natty in them. So I'm thinking that they did actually ended up they were recording parts of it.
Or they were
So if it's
making
just them and the
TikToks that
camera
they're
crew of 4,
or they were making TikToks that are weirdos.
They were. There was one with
Lana and
Yeah.
Mandy. Yeah, I saw
and
that
Mandy.
one. All right. Okay. Now we're
I'll
gonna.
do this.
You want to go? Because I'm gonna make it kind of grim now. I'm gonna go grim.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get to.
Okay. Let's start with Joey Ryan and Dave Christ have been released from Impact Wrestling. Multiple allegations against them, and I think Impact just didn't want to mess with it. Impact also almost
Yeah.
didn't have a show this week because they were taking so long to edit out the Joey Ryan match.
Yeah, and then also Dave Lagana has stepped down as vice president of NWA as well.
Yeah.
Elgin is suspended as well while we're on Impact.
And this is not confirmed, but this is being reported by multiple sites. Of course, here we report it, but we don't confirm it until it's officially confirmed. But it's been reported by multiple sources that Tessa Blanchard has actually been released from her Impact contract and stripped from the title. Her title been stripped away from her as well due to multiple rumors. There's no real telling exactly why. But yeah, that's the Impact negative stuff.
Renee Young and Caleb Braxton and Adam Pearce all tested positive for COVID.
Yeah.
So
And then John.
Yeah.
And then John Moxley and QT Marshall and the people that are training at the Nightmare Factory also are getting tested for COVID and are also being quarantined for these next 2 weeks.
One thing I didn't like, Jim Ross said this, and it really kind of irked me. Jim Ross was like, no one takes care of their athletes better than AEW. Which, when I heard that,
Yeah, I saw that.
It just kind of irked me. I was like, not the time, Jim. That's
well, no,
you can tweet that. You don't got to say that on the live.
Well, no, the what irked me a little bit, I was gonna post it, but then I decided against it. Was Tony Khan was like, we here at AEW test all our superstars. I'm like, no, that's not the right time to throw shots at somebody else. Like during this time, it doesn't matter what it is. Like once AEW gets a confirmed case, then everybody's gonna be wanting to shit on AEW. So don't.
It's not them shooting. Good God, y'all think everything's a shot? They're just saying how they're handling their business, man.
I don't think the Tony Khan thing was. I think the Jim Ross thing was a shot.
I don't think so. He's just because people.
I'm gonna say it like
Jim
this,
Ross
Angel.
Hold on. Let Angel talk.
People are talking like Ross shouldn't be there when he's like trying to say, guys, we're comfortable because we're being taken care of in this way. Like,
yeah, but
okay, it's not him saying, "Ha, they messed up. Look at us." Like, not everything's a shot.
I mean, in today's landscape, it can be taken as a shot.
Okay, well, it's not.
So. I stay away from the social media stuff. I just think Jim Ross could have tweeted that rather than said it on air.
I didn't hear it, so I don't know what the context was.
Because
now, remember.
Now, let's just say hypothetically, TNT gets upset when the NBA comes back and they're like, "Whoa, what's up with this comment?" Then what do you say?
With what? Sorry.
So NBA and TNT have a contract, right?
Okay.
So let's say someone from the NBA heard that and called up TNT and was like, "Yo, what the hell is up with this comment?"
I'm pretty sure the NBA is going to have pretty strict testing standards.
I mean,
because the college football guys are, and they're already in trouble.
I mean, but we're assuming that WWE doesn't do anything like it's not taking care of their superstar. Are you sure? Because you're listening to you're listening to reports from
WWE literally said we have not been testing, we've been taking temperatures. So yes,
WWE but then there were fan reports that said we were tested.
No, they
So,
were.
but
WWE said we were only doing this.
AEW is doing the same thing. They're just taking temperatures. They're not doing
No,
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 they're
weekly
doing the
no, no,
tests.
rapid
no,
test.
no. They're
They're doing
doing
the
full
rapid
tests,
testing.
bro.
They're doing rapid testing.
They're doing full tests.
But the reason I know, like, there's rumors that WWE said this, but from what I heard from fan reports where they were tested.
The fans maybe were tested. The wrestlers themselves. The wrestlers themselves were not.
Either
That's
way,
an on-screen talent. Like Renee Young, the only way she found out she had to go get
Moist, can I?
herself tested. That's what she put.
go ahead, Crystal.
The only thing I'm gonna say about this is whether it was Jim Ross throwing shots or Tony Khan making a statement. Honest to God, now is not a good time to sit here and say we test better than which the way, because the fact of the matter is this thing is keeping increasing. Okay, so my thing is it's best to pretty much protect ourselves and make sure that we stay safe, vigilant, both companies. Okay.
My
I would love it. It's a shot at the president because he's an idiot saying stop testing.
Well, regardless, the wrong damn time to even
I
say the
think
stuff on air, because now you got to sit here and live by it for the next couple of months.
I think and this is my honest opinion. I think that it was the wrong time, the wrong place to say stuff like that, given the landscape, and
Correct.
for the way that things are going in Florida and the way things are going in Texas and stuff like that. Just seeing the amount of cases that are piling up, they could have caught it anywhere, to be honest with you. So it's just it's a
Correct.
dangerous time in general to be outside and doing different things, being at an airport and stuff like that. These guys travel weekly and go to different, but go to Florida, go back and home, go back home, go back to Florida. So there's
They
no
could have
telling
caught it
exactly
anywhere, lies. Thank you.
The reason
Yeah.
I wouldn't say something like this is because not only that, you just had Pentagon back on TV.
Yeah.
Like,
and
if-
Phoenix.
yeah, let's say his test was a false negative, then you're screwed next week because you look stupid next week. Then, would you agree with that, Angel? There are false negatives in the test.
Right, but if this is the best thing that they can do
That's
with
true.
what they're being given, then that the point wasn't, hey, we're doing this perfectly. The point is we're doing this to the best of our abilities.
Okay, I'll move on. Last bit of news: Sakara and bar wrestling closed down. It looks like NWA is following suit because Marty Bell on an Instagram post said her and Allison Kay are basically jobless.
Shit.
Who is? Sorry.
Allison Kay.
Marty Bell posted a picture of her and Allison Kay, saying she's always been here for me. And it was basically like our company's no longer here, we're free agents post.
To add on to that, also, I've been seeing a lot of things about
Evolve?
no, what's that other one that the referee helps run? Starts with a C.
Sakara.
Oh, is that the one you just mentioned?
Yeah.
I think Sakara,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yes.
Bar wrestling.
I heard
A
bar
lot of
wrestling.
people are saying it's a hiatus. I don't think they're coming back from this hiatus.
No, because
No
Barb
shot.
Wrestling is owned by Joey Ryan, so I think Joey Ryan kind of blackballed himself from the industry in for a while.
So we had
Hopefully
this debate.
forever.
We had this debate in our group chat. I think Joey Ryan will get international bookings.
Maybe like in
You think
India,
so? You think
Saudi.
so?
I think Japan too.
I don't think Japan will want him.
It's a
No
stretch.
shot.
But I doubt it, man.
Dude, they would pop for that penis thing so hard, Elias. You know they would.
I think they're trying to appeal a lot over here too, though.
But there's many. It's
Yeah.
not just New Japan. There's many promotions in Japan.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure,
I think the that promotion that he had when he had that 24/7 title, I think that would be one that he could go back to. But that's even if the owners want to deal with them because of the negative press. Speaking of that,
he might end up in jail.
yeah. Speaking of that, Soraya Knight, Paige's mother, actually left social media because of this. The Knight family got accused of same thing, of abusing and bullying their talent.
It wasn't sexual harassment. Here's the thing with this: a lot of these allegations are physical abuse. It's not. It's not sexual harassment, which I'm saying both are horrible. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that these got to be judged on different levels because hazing, which a lot of people are getting called out on, is something that's not frowned upon in the industry.
Yeah.
I went through it. Now you go through it.
Yeah. Angel, you're still a little low. If you get a little bit louder. Yeah. Just I don't think hazing's wrong. Like I think we all heard the rumors about Bill DeMott and the donut stink face that he would do to his students. I think that's pretty disgusting, but
there's certain levels to it.
Yeah.
As a member of an organization, and a founder, like I don't agree with it. But at the same time, I do. I know when I cross my people, we try to promote brotherhood and we try to promote a bond between them, and it was more of a mental thing that we did.
But here's another thing. Okay, let's say you have a group of 5 friends, and all of a sudden this other guy's getting closer to your group, and he's gonna be like your 6th homie. Y'all still make fun of him and stuff. I think that's hazing too, but on a lighter note.
Ribbing him, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's things like ribs. If like a rib is understandable, like when you get ribbed, like that's you're getting joke played on you because
like when we say Kristan's gonna be in last place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though he is, but that's just us ribbing. But there's a difference. There's a difference between flat out abuse and actual ribbing and just taking jokes around and stuff like that.
Like
so
everyone everyone knows.
How about this? There's just certain levels to hazing.
Like
how about that?
Like what Randy Orton used to do back in the day. That's
thank you. That one, that.
But JBL kicking Miz out of the locker room because Miz ate in the locker room and you're not allowed to do that. I don't think that's wrong.
No.
And here's the thing. The Miz, like if you read some of those stories, was hazed like no other, and he got over it. And now he's one of the most crossover appealing wrestlers there is right now. So, it's something I hate to say it, sign up for, kind of. The nothing else, just the hazing. So
there's mental growth to a lot of stuff that happens as far as hazing is concerned. There is a limit. There is buttons you shouldn't press, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I don't think you mess with family.
Oh, yeah. 100.
You don't mess with family. You don't physically hurt someone, and I think you're good.
Right.
Like the MJF stuff, like I don't think that was as bad, even though I don't know if he said the homo comment. That's then I think it's wrong, but just MJF being a bully on Twitter, I don't think that's bad. But if he made homophobic comments, then I think
it's a touchy subject. So
it just depends on
each person's very different too.
Yeah. And I think that given this new age of how we were raised as compared to how this new generation is being raised, also bridges also kind of like it's a difference. When we were raised, how we were raised to, know how to put up with that kind of stuff and know how to say no and know how to actually, resolve a situation, whether it came down to physicalness or actually like, going ahead and snitching. But at the same time, now's generation is more of like they're overprotected a little bit. So you can understand on both sides why back then it was okay. Now it's considered to be wrong for anything that's done.
A couple of stories that come to mind. Cody working his first match with Hardcore Holly stiffed him. Hardcore Holly beat the hell out of him in the match. Another one when Maven was in the Rumble and Chris Benoit and I don't know if it was Eddie or if it was Hardcore Holly as well. Maybe it was all three of them. They just beat the hell out of him because they knew he was going to be the one to eliminate Taker. And they were upset about that.
Hmm.
Like
Maven. Oh, it's my Maven, yeah.
Yeah. you don't know if the wrestlers are doing this on their own accord or because the producer are like, yo, stiff him up because he's eliminating Taker. That should be your spot.
Yeah. Or think about it like this. Drew McIntyre basically gave Austin Theory a freaking chop that would like because Austin Theory went on and shot improvised a spot. So it's like, stuff like that. And you got to understand that sometimes it's just it's never on purpose, but it happens. Like it's part of the process of becoming a wrestler.
Right.
It's not that we're saying that it's a good thing, but it's just part of the industry. If you want to make a real change for it, then you have to change the way that you treat the wrestlers from when they come in until they become superstars, and the people that are complaining about it cannot end up doing the same thing that they complained about, in a sense.
Yeah, I think with QT Marshall's gym, the PC, like just because you have so many trainers there at all time, it will lessen as time goes on. Just because you always have like some sort of authority figure there, like
Yeah.
um, Matt Bloom will always be at the PC. Robbie Brookside always at the PC. Um, Mark Henry at
Norman
the
Smiley.
Yeah, Mark Henry, Norman Smiley, yeah, names like that. Just like at QT's gym, I'm sure QT's there 90% of the time. If
Cody's
not,
there.
yeah, one of his trainers is, or
Yeah.
one of the PPs is, yeah. So I think it will lessen, but yeah, I don't want to say anything that will get us in trouble. So let's move on to AEW and NXT. Which one do y'all want to do first?
NXT.
All right.
Let's hop on to AEW first, and then go from there.
Oh, but then I won't focus the last half of this video.
Why? NXT was a better show.
I didn't even watch it. So AEW
Okay.
started off pretty instantly with
one more thing. I'm sure none of our listeners are doing this, and I don't want to wait till the match because this is stupid for the week. I've seen a lot of comments bashing on Sonny Kiss, not for his in-ring work, but for how he is as a person. Fuck y'all. All right, let's start.
Yep, that's to the point.
I don't think I said anything wrong. Y'all think I said anything wrong?
Yeah, no, hell no.
No.
2 thumbs up for me.
As a go home show, overall thought, real quick first before we get to each segment. How did y'all feel about this? Because technically, this is a go home show.
I was let down.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead. You were let down.
Go ahead and continue. I'll be back.
Okay. Monty, what did you think of AEW as a go home show?
I liked it. It had some decent. It was some decent matches.
Fair enough.
I liked it.
Fair enough.
Angel, I think you're kind of like hesitant on what you think about this episode too.
That I'm what?
I think you're kind of like you seem kind of like you don't know what you thought of this episode.
I really liked it. I don't. Everything had meaning to it in the whole show.
I agree.
We got.
Something was off.
There was a matching question that I want to talk about, and I'm just like, what the heck did I just watch?
Okay, we'll see when we get to it. I wonder which one it is because like everything on and it's let's not act like every show has a perfect like meaning to every home show.
You're right.
So there wasn't one spot on this show that I can say I did not like.
And everyone has different tastes. Like there's people that will tell you the last 2 weeks of Raw have been the best thing they've seen in 10 years.
Oh God. And yeah.
I'm just saying strictly for this episode of AEW. Strictly.
What about
it? Like
No, he's just saying like there's been a clear shift in Raw.
Yeah.
And it's very obvious. I would say NXT a couple weeks ago had a shift that I was like, I really hope they don't continue this. It was the same week.
Yeah, that part I agree
Jeff
with.
Hardy segment where he threw the pee in what's his name and Sheamus's face. But I mean, I just some people seem to not really care for this show, and I'm surprised. I know we don't really talk ratings too much, but I think that showed it. Um, that something happened. I don't know if it's, and this really could be the case. All these things coming out on social media right now, that appeals to a big demographic that I think more leans towards AEW than the WWE crowd. Because AEW, I don't want to harp too much on the rating. AEW's main viewership goes from 18 to 40, basically 18 to 35 or whatever it is.
And WWE is more the casuals that have been lifelong. Yeah.
Exactly. And so
Right.
that viewership, AEW still beat NXT, but not by as much as they have been. And it wasn't really like a shift of viewership. It was
But the
more of
main
just they just
numbers
weren't
were
there.
really big. Yeah, so it is kind of weird. Yeah.
It's really weird. I wonder how much of it was just these people who said, all this crap's happening. I don't want anything to do with wrestling this week. Or, maybe next week. Who knows? I wonder how much of it's that.
If anything, Angel, I think people want to tune in to see what's actually going to happen. With all this news going around, they want to see how this is going to affect the storylines, how this is going to affect,
So-
all the matches and such.
There was no mention of Sammy, which
Nothing.
I don't blame them. There was
Yeah.
there was the COVID mention with Moxley and QT. But yeah, AEW started off with the tag team match. No,
Start off with
oh.
lumberjack match. So
oh
we
my
have
god,
Wardlow
this was my
versus
favorite part of the night
Luchasaurus.
already.
Wow, really?
No, from
you
both
seemed-
shows, this was my favorite.
Yeah.
You seem to really love this
Yeah.
match. I know. Remember, it's the only thing you posted in the group. So take it away.
I think
Go for it.
I think you get Luchasaurus out of this crazy gimmick whenever you do. I think these two can main event a pay-per-view for AEW.
You talking about him and
Luchasaurus.
what's his name?
Luchasaurus, yeah. You saw
Yeah.
freaking a Spanish fly. You saw a backflip.
A standing Spanish fly in
You
the middle
saw-
of the ring.
Yeah.
You saw a backflip. I'm blanking on it right now. Wardlow did something super impressive.
The Hurricane Rana.
Yeah, the Hurricanrana out of nowhere. Holy crap. And
Running
it wasn't
the
a bad
ropes.
Hurricanrana. It was a good
It was a
Hurricanrana.
great head scissors. Yeah, head scissors. I think is what JR
And-
called it. But
And you know what it reminded me of was when everyone was crapping on Cena, and Cena and Punk had that match where Cena hit the
Cena just pulled it out of nowhere. Yeah.
and it's like picture perfect, better than some of the cruiserweights,
Yeah.
and you're like, huh?
Wait a
what?
minute. Where's that?
That's
been?
what I'm saying. I mean, my thing is more if y'all could just get rid of the gimmicks like the fake, like that was the most weakest lumberjacks ever. If you can get rid of that, that is a potential for a main event.
Like when you see the lumberjacks, you're like, all right, I know Brandon Cutler is gonna get sent flying. I know
Right.
Marcus Hunt's gonna do
Marco.
something stupid and probably go flying.
I was half
Yeah.
expecting the best friends to do something stupid.
I
Right.
think the reason they didn't was because they had the title match
They
next
do.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
But
yeah,
as
this was
a
great
match, you mentioned all the high spots. Yeah.
Only
Uh,
thing that kind of irked me is I said it last week too. These referees need to take their. They need to make the referees seem more important. The referee was out there not even counting.
It's a lumberjack match.
Yeah.
Lumberjack
You're supposed
matches
to still
have-
count.
Yeah, because the point of the lumberjack match is not for the match to end by count out. They're supposed to throw you back in.
Correct.
Huh.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
But it's a new company, so maybe they have a different touch on lumberjack. Lumberjack match means anything goes. I don't know. But great match either way. Wardlow is going to be starring in a movie in a couple of years. I guarantee you. Like he'll get.
He looks apart.
Wardlow's he'll get a direct to DVD release or something. He'll get a Redbox exclusive. But yeah,
He'll
Yeah,
get something.
The
Yeah.
the shooting star. I don't think you mentioned that.
oh yeah,
Oh.
and the
Yeah.
double crank too to make sure he got it perfect. I love that because you don't see it so much in wrestling. You are like, oh, that just means he was scared. Nah, he was cranking so he knew he would get it perfect. Marco Stunt going flying, Brandon Cutler going flying. The spot where Luchasaurus got him up on the shoulders and the clean reversal
Yeah.
into the drop down power slam. This match was
Perfect.
This match was everything I wanted. Yeah.
I actually spent through most of AEW this week. I kept it on this segment itself from start to finish. This one and the FTR match, but we'll get into it when we get into that one.
So
Yeah.
we didn't even say the ending, but the ending is basically they get back into the ring after Lucha hits that shooting star press. MJF distracts.
He grabbed
distracts him.
Lucha Shorts' foot. Yeah.
Yeah, and gave him a low blow.
And then
Well,
Wardlow
no, that
does.
Wardlow that did that.
Wardlow does
after-
that. Yeah, that,
Right.
and then he hits the F10 for the win. There's a big brawl. I didn't like this. They basically immediately announced while the brawl was happening, we just got news. Tony Khan has signed this match into effect.
You know what would have been funny if Britt Baker passed a note where she was like, "Tony just texted me. This is a match." I think that would have been great.
I mean, I think you say that for a little bit later.
Yeah.
I'm
announcement.
actually liking this rivalry though with Jurassic Express and Wardlow and FJF.
Two badasses, and Elias,
Exactly.
I said you get Lucha Shorts out of this gimmick. This can be a main event at the end of the year for this company.
Yeah, they're doing a good job at building them up, and that's building both of these characters up. I think they're finally getting to that group where they're finally learning what to do with the right people. So that's a positive.
What did you think of that?
Those are big boys.
What did you think of that Hurricanrana by Wardlow, Elias?
I thought he was gonna botch it, but he did. It surprised me. It was really good.
So I told Angel, it reminded me of when CM Punk and John Cena had that match, and everyone's like, John Cena can't wrestle, and Cena hit the Hurricane out of nowhere.
What people miss about, I know this is going off subject, but what people miss about Cena actually had a repertoire when he first started. He had some moves, but once he got into his John Cena gimmick, he stuck to the same ones.
But no, you're to think, everyone's like, oh, he has the 5 moves of doom. No. Okay. Shoulder block, FU, STFU, and the 5-knuckle
attitude, the spine of a shuffle.
Yeah. So no one talks about the leg drop off the rope. No one talks about the springboard stunner.
Nope.
No one talks about the freaking weird flip thing he would do before the 5-knuckle shuffle. No one talks about the back drop before the 5-knuckle shuffle towards the later years. Like, no, y'all want to talk about 5 moves? The people y'all go crazy for, and when I say y'all, I mean these marks, the Ric Flairs, the Hulk Hogan's, the Ultimate Warriors, they had 5 moves. Cena
you think did Triple H have 5 moves?
Triple H had Spinebuster, Knee Drop, Pedigree.
Hold on. One more thing. DDT,
yeah. And DDT, Spinebuster, Knee Drop, and then but Triple H would work. Like the thing with Triple H is he would have matches where he would work on the legs trying to get the Indian Death Block or the figure 4 on, you know.
Right.
He would have a lot of ground and pound punches because when he was a heel. After that leg injury, there's only so many moves you can do, Chris, because you don't want to risk it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right. What was the second match of AEW? Do you have it?
Yeah, I do. Second match was Karashita versus Red Velvet, which was pretty much a quick match. I don't even think it lasted 3 minutes.
Did they?
It didn't last long because she was focused on Penelope Ford.
They cut to this match and it was literally a Falcon Arrow and it was over.
Yeah.
Correct.
The only thing I didn't like about this segment was the fact that when they started fighting, you could tell they weren't really trying to hit each other. Like, especially Penelope when she was hitting her. It was just so fucking like.
No, Kip Sabian took a punch.
No, I know that. Kip Sabian took the punch.
He took that punch, but
I'm saying, like, when her and Sheeta were fighting, it didn't look like it was a real fight. Like, it just looked like, oh, I'm just going to hit you.
Yeah.
One thing I will say that I didn't like about this match is you don't need Ricky Starks and Cedar Bonani in there. You put 2 of your jobbers there. Ricky Starks just had a great match last week. He's a new signing. Cesar Bonani is probably a new signing. They don't need to be breaking up Penelope Ford and Hikaru Shida. That's for Brandon Cutler, Marco Stunt, Joey Janela to do.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you agree, Angel?
Sorry, I'm fixing my camera. It broke off. What?
Okay, so I said the only thing I didn't like about this quick squash match was how Ricky Starks and Cesar Bonani were the ones like breaking it up with Kip Sabian. I think you put two jobbers there.
I wasn't hearing the beginning of this. You're talking about the Hikaru? Are we at the Hikaru
Yeah,
stuff?
the Hikaru Red Velvet match when it ended and Penelope and Hikaru started fighting.
Got you.
I don't think Cesar Bonani and Ricky Starks need to be there.
I like the Sabian being a part of it.
No, Sabian's fine. I said
No, Sabian's fine. I'm talking about the people
Ricky
who
Starks
separated
and
them.
Cesar Bonani.
Yeah.
They don't need to be there.
Yeah. People will separate them.
Right now, why
Ricky,
not? They're not
Ricky
big.
Starks just made a name for himself last week.
Yeah, but he's in the crowd. The best friends are in the crowd.
You put Brandon Cutler, you put Private Party, you put someone else there.
Name some more heels though, because they're not.
Okay,
They were on that side.
Stu Grayson.
Are they back? You don't want the Dark Order there.
Okay, your girl, the girl you love so much.
Anna Jay.
Yeah,
She's not there.
On lockdown.
She's on lockdown.
okay. There were more people there that you could have put there.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be a heel. People would pop for Marco Stunt getting punched in the face.
No, it was the heel side though. That's where Penelope's at.
I
didn't find an issue with that. I liked the segment.
I
like they did something with it.
I mean, the only thing I was telling them, the only thing I don't like about the segment, didn't like about the segment itself, was when the fight sequence out of it.
Right.
So,
it looks so damn hurt. It just made him
apart from Kip Sabian taking the punch. I think that the rest of the shots look really like fake. Anyways, moving on.
I liked it.
You like any?
You like anything AEW?
You're asking my opinion.
You don't watch real wrestling on Wednesday. That's the thing. All right. Next match, live.
Next, we had the Fyter Fest press conference between Cody and Jake Hager.
God, Jake Hager married well. Jake Hager married so well.
Yeah.
I
think that was the highlight of the segment.
I liked Arn Anderson's spot here, where
Arn's
he's like, he's a badass, but he ain't ready for the spotlight. And for that's basically what he said verbatim. He's like, he's a badass, he just ain't ready for the spot. And then Hager shows up. They take the picture at the end. Hager puts his fist on Cody. Cody slaps it out of his hand. Hager's wife throws the glass of water on him. Brandy does nothing. Horrible wifing by Brandy. I hope the wives don't get involved at the Fyter Fest match.
Yeah.
I am a little
if they
worried
do,
for that.
I wouldn't like that. It'll take away from the match, honestly. I'm not a big fan of press conferences like that unless it's UFC or boxing.
Thank you.
I liked it.
Like I like how New Japan does it before the show, not during the show or the afterwards press conference. I think a lot of the stuff that they do and they're trying to pick up from New Japan. But I mean, the segment itself delivered on what it needed to deliver. And it makes the whole match even more intriguing now. So I'm interested to see this match. I think Hager might win this one, but we'll get to that later.
Wow, really?
Yeah, we'll definitely get to that later.
I don't know. It could be.
All right.
But next match was Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss versus Brody Lee and Colt Cabana.
Right there. What the hell did I just watch?
4 athletic specimens go at it, and 3 athletic specimens and Joey Janela.
Yeah, 3 and Janela. Moise. Before he says something that is going to get us kicked off of the air, did you watch the full vignette?
Gas station?
The full vignette. Did you watch? No. Did you watch the one online?
No, there's another one online.
Watch the one online.
Okay, I just saw.
I'll ruin. I'll ruin the spot because you didn't get to see the one that I was talking about when I said you're gonna pop for this. So there's a spot. Janela's inside. Obviously, you see him shopping. He's looking around. He's throwing the Lunchables in. He's looking. It's cutting to Sonny Kiss outside fighting these dudes, doing some really cool stuff.
Right.
But then he goes back inside and Joey's just yelling at the guy, "Hey, man, where's the Nutella?" So good, so good. I laughed. I actually laughed at
Joey Janela popped you?
I laughed at it. It was funny. I was like, "Where's the Nutella?"
Oh my god, that's a first here.
It was pretty funny.
That's a first here. He said something positive about Joey Janela.
But then he wrestled and I didn't care.
Okay, the pigtails got to go.
Yeah. Only thing I didn't like about this match towards the end, there was a timing issue or somewhat, because has Brody Lee was, I think it was putting Sony back onto the mat or into the ring. He missed the spot by a little bit, and Sony didn't go in the ring correctly, so he had to push him back in there. I think there's a lot of timing issues with this match, which has a lot to deal with the repetition. That I think even JR said this. I posted the link the other day. JR basically says the thing that he fears about AEW is that the wrestlers are getting complacent in what they are, and that if you don't practice or if you don't actually get in-ring reps, you lose the timing, you lose the actual spots that you can do correctly. So it just depends. It's a lot. So
that super kick,
it depends.
Outside of the ring was brutal.
It was.
Another spot I really liked was when Luke Harper went to go throw Sonny Kiss out of the ring. Sonny lands into splits and just comes up, does the leaving them out to dry. Yeah.
That kick that Sonny gave Brody Lee was also pretty good too.
Yeah, Sonny's super unique. Like, idiots can say what they want.
I will say that
his moveset is kind of crazy.
It is. It's very God. I'm gonna get so much crap for this. I already know. It's very early Rey Mysterio.
What?
Yeah, dude. Like that Hurricanrana reminds me of Rey Mysterio, like in WCW that he hit. Like just the crispness of it. The cross body reminds me of when Rey goes flying with his hands back. Like it reminds me a lot of early Rey Mysterio.
Sure. I mean, I look at Sonny and I don't see the super athletic stuff that he does. Like when you just look at him, like his physique, like he's got some, he's bulky. He's what 5'9", 5'10", maybe.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty bulky, so it's crazy to see him do some of the stuff he does. He did a what?
Yeah, he's a very athletic wrestler.
He did a 450 at one point in this match. Like, where'd that come from? But it ends basically with Janela being knocked down outside. Sonny gets put into the ring. Brody Lee does his clothesline. He's not the legal man, so he lets
Cabana get
the pin for his first win in quite a while.
Oh, Cabana get the pin.
So that storyline progressing forward, it's pretty cool.
And then after the match, Luke Harper takes out Sonny Kiss. Joey Janela throws his chair at him. No effect. Gets a big boot.
That's Lance Archer.
Yeah. Archer, yeah. And then for some reason, Jake's like, let's go beat up someone else.
I mean, why not?
So, then afterwards, which I think...
which leads to a Fyter Fest match, Archer and Janela.
Afterwards, we get what I thought was...
I think we'll clean sweep that one.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
Afterwards, we get which I think was the match of the night, which was SCU versus FTR.
Thank God it was SCU. I love QT.
Yeah.
Good for him. He's on TV. But I'll be damned if he puts on a match like this. FTR can make probably anyone look good. But with these guys, Kaz and Daniels, It was perfect.
Dude,
Yeah.
the chemistry was great between these four.
It was. I never thought I'd get excited for real tag wrestling again because I don't care. Like I never really cared to watch it back in the 80s. Even like the 90s, it was really kind of starting to lean towards this high flying stuff, like with the Hardys,
Mm.
and stuff like that. But to see these guys work this way, and all of them work that way, was pretty crazy.
Yeah. It was a great match. I thought the chemistry between both teams was good, so I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, and I told you guys, and to put it out there even more, like I I happened to be out of town watching this, and my mom was watching this of all things with us, and she goes, "Oh, this reminds me of like when I used to watch wrestling," which
Yeah.
that's the whole point, and it's cool to actually hear someone say that versus us thinking that's what's going on.
I think the FTR is excuse me. I think FTR is pretty much one of the best pure wrestling duos in the industry. Like hard mat, straight technique. I think they're perfect for that.
And then the four before the pin.
Yeah.
The what?
The
He
four
threw up the
before the
four
pin.
before he pinned Christopher Daniels after the
Mm-hmm.
Good Night Express. That's what
Do
they call
you
it.
think
Yeah.
that Fighter Fest we're gonna see a culmination of that, or will they put it out longer
Culmination of what?
of actually getting the faction together with the four?
Mm-mm. It's too small of a tease right now.
Not right now.
I
I say further, Elias. I say further down the line. Yeah.
Because Cody even dropped it last week in his interview when he was like he doesn't know the status of the Nightmare family.
and then
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
it called? The announcer were like Tully was recruiting FTR.
So
See, I don't know.
can
It's
we
too. It's almost too obvious.
I don't want to see a four horseman without Ric Flair.
Oh well, we can make that happen. I'm sure.
No, Tony Khan said that he would never sign Ric Flair.
No, I know. That's why I'm saying it like that.
Wait, why would Tony Khan never sign Ric Flair?
Because
His
of
past.
because of his ties with WWE. He knows that Ric Flair wouldn't leave WWE.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think it's
quit
past.
being a WWE hater.
Who?
Angel, you
You
watch Real Wrestling on Wednesdays. You have a
He was
podcast
with
on Thursdays.
WCW and WWE.
Look, watch Real Wrestling on Wednesdays because you have a job on Thursday.
Didn't you just say something in this show was your favorite part of the night?
no,
Yeah,
I said that.
no, I said
both
the
of y'all
first
said
match.
it. That's the
I said
point.
the first match was my favorite part of the night. But
Yeah, but I watch all shows.
you need to have my attention for 2 hours, not just
He
10
did
minutes.
too.
But you need to have our attention for 2 hours, not 15 minutes.
You just said this match was great.
I didn't say this match was great. He said this match was
You
great.
didn't like it?
It was a good match. I think it went too long. The chemistry was good.
Oh, God.
And then the fact, and then the fact that they
Sorry, there's not
card got
2-minute
stolen,
matches.
but other than that, it's all good.
Yeah, there is Hikaru Shida and Red Velvet.
That was
but,
2 seconds.
All right, moving on.
Also, we crapped on it last week, the Good Night Express, because now we know it was definitely a butcher bot because whoever took it, Wednesday took it perfect.
Yeah, it was
Daniels, right?
Daniels. God, Daniels. It's so good to see Daniels in the ring. Anyway, and then we have a promo by Dax.
Yeah,
Yes, Dax.
the one that looks like baby Michael Elgin right now. So
Anyway,
I actually like this promo a lot. This was a good promo.
Okay, I'll let you talk about it since you liked it.
So yeah, he takes the mic. He's like, "Yeah, we're FTR, and we came here." And he's like,
Yeah.
we're not here to mess around with Jurassic Express or Santana and Ortiz or the Young Bucks." And then Butcher and Blade pull up in the truck, start honking the horn. FTR gets mad. They're like, "You come closer to us, I'll take this bat to your car." And behind them, lo and behold, is the Lucha Bros, and he's Braxton Shutter. What's his name? Blade. Blade is like, our partners have no fear. We challenge you and Matt Jackson and Nick Jackson to a 8-man tag match, which originally we know who was supposed to be in this. Which sucks that Kip Sabian lost to Payday. It was going to be Kip Sabian and Homeboy.
Oh, instead of the Lucha Bros?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm glad to see the Lucha Brothers back on TV.
I am too. Yeah,
because I see them still separating Young Bucks, FTR, and we can have FTR Lucha Brothers. God,
Yeah.
Good matching that'll
So
be.
so you just so Angel, you just anticipating the young Omega and Adam Page gonna break up. You just anticipating it, huh?
It's in the silver lining of that.
I don't think they're breaking up.
Why did I say that?
AEW is making too much money on it.
How did I say that?
No, I think Kristan jumped to another point. I think Angel was talking about the FTR versus the Lucha
Young
Bros by
Bucks.
themselves and the Young Bucks.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. But
Alright.
and then we get a little package with. Are you gonna talk about the package, or we can skip over it? Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay. Best Friends and Omega and Page video package. Basically, they're essentially putting, "Hey, we have great chemistry because we're best friends," versus a team that's just we're probably some of the best wrestlers ever.
Do you think there were too many video packages? I think that hurt AEW in the ratings too.
I think so too.
There were like 5 video packages.
Yeah, that was one thing I didn't like about today. Liked about AEW. It was a lot of video promo packages.
I feel like they were all needed,
Like I know y'all trying to build stuff up to the next event, but Jesus, it was just too many of them.
You don't need to talk about
And it went on for too long.
This week, you can talk about it next week.
Which one? Sorry.
The Moxley and Brian Cage package. You can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Technically, you don't want more build on a show that's supposed to be one of two. If that makes sense.
I might be biased because me and Elias did just watch Slammiversary not Slammiversary. The last Impact show. What the last pay-per-view was 2 nights, and Impact kind of built it differently. And Impact, I'm not taking a shot at AEW, is much easier to watch. I think Elias would agree.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy AEW, but it's when I watch Impact compared to AEW, Impact is better to watch because of the way they segment into stuff.
I think Impact's the easiest watch of all of wrestling right now.
Cool.
Next match.
You want like 8
All right, then we get a promo package by
Whoa, you
Brian Cage.
AEW fanboys are drooling over Tessa being a free agent right now.
I'm not.
We get a
Alright.
promo package by Taz and Brian Cage that leads into a squash match between Brian Cage and John Cruz.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, if Tessa Blanchard got signed by AEW, she would immediately be like 15 levels above everyone else there, right?
Yeah.
10 above Sheeta.
Okay.
Sheeta's pretty awesome.
10 above Sheeta, maybe 12 above Nyla.
More than that.
Nyla's
been wrestling, 4 years?
But I think Tessa is the perfect opponent for Nyla.
How so?
Because I think Tessa and Nyla could be like Taylor Hendricks and Awesome Kong back in the day, Elias.
I just realized we're at almost an hour. We haven't even done NXT.
Wilde or Taylor, I don't know. One of those is a porn star.
All right, let's
Taz was awesome, right on the mic. He basically said that Moxie's at home with a BS excuse, which is kind of
you can't be doing this.
It's kayfabe, I think, is how they're trying to say he got hurt, basically, but we know the real reason because of where we are in the space. There's no way this match can happen, right?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
They're filming everything on Wednesday next week.
Yeah,
or Tuesday or something.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
they're doing it live.
They're filming it.
They said both weeks are live. They announced it. They said it. Or at least the commercial package said it. It might be an error. But yeah, the commercial package said...
I thought they were filming it.
Fighter Fest over 2 live weeks. Yeah.
Even then, 2 weeks he can't quarantine himself for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you can if you started today.
But he's staying with Renee.
We
Moxley.
don't know that. He's in
No.
Vegas.
He's. I think he said it. He said, I'm still here with Renee, and she just tested positive. So
Elias, you do some research. I'll be right back.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So I don't think this match can happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen, to be honest with you.
I think it's an easy way to like build up further. Like, hey, the guy ran from us, which is weird for John Moxley to do, but it is the time that we're in.
I don't like this whole thing is messing everything up.
The virus.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
All right, so that happened. Backstage, we get Colt Cabana talking to Brody Lee, who then they challenge SCU next week. Yes, next week. Then we get Moises' favorite spot here with Britt Baker handing Tony some notes after
Britt
the big
Baker's awesome.
The whole
swole
damn night.
Yeah.
Big swole, baby.
Monty, you just hate on great women wrestlers.
No, I don't hate on great women wrestlers, Moise. I just think Britt Baker is annoying as fuck.
That's
She's
the point.
doing her job.
No, I tell you, babe, not annoying, just irritating.
That's the point. Anyway,
Okay.
Big Swole basically
That's
comes
cool.
up.
Continue.
She starts hitting on the plexiglass that Britt Baker has set up for today's filming or today's live show. Britt basically is teasing her. She got a cup of wine. I don't know. And so Big Swole climbs on top of the vehicle, the Britmobile or whatever it's called. The Rolls Royce. What is she calling it?
Whatever that is.
I was
The Brit
interested now.
Royce. Come on.
Anyway, she gets on top and she drops some trash into it where basically Britt can't get out because it's plexiglass and she's basically cornered in. Then we get Santana versus Matt Hardy. It was a match. This match basically did let me down.
This match let a lot of people down.
I expected more, but given the situation, I mean, it is what it is.
It is, for those of you that don't know, this was supposed to be Sammy versus Santana, and
I mean Sammy versus Matt Hardy.
Yeah. What? Oh, sorry. Yes. And yeah. So I wonder what the real ending was supposed to be because I don't get why Matt wins this and then gets beat down. Well, I get why, but Private Party comes out.
It was just to set up the private party stuff, right?
Right.
Well, I think the original ending probably had to do with Matt Hardy trying to convert Sammy into a face character.
Right, but then
and then gets beat up. That leads to a 6-man next week.
Yeah,
what the original was.
So
all right.
That was that.
Then we get into the segment of the I guess the segment of the night.
This was just awesome.
Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy face off in the ring. It starts off with Chris Jericho saying the same joke over like 50 times. Why did the chicken cross the road? Why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side.
It was so good.
He no, the delivery was great. He basically was like he basically asked, basically brought up a lot of stuff, pre-AEW stuff, why they signed Orange Cassidy, and it just went from there. Then it turned into an all-out brawl around the stadium, and then it led to Jericho was about to do trying to do a power bomb or some kind of move off that top of the case, and then Orange Cassidy recovers, hits him, and then does the flying Superman punch that makes Jericho fly like 30 feet into a table.
He fell off of the thing he was on onto the table.
Wasn't really he fell.
Feet. You're very much.
I think it was a run. That went.
What?
I think I'm about to get crapped on.
Well, first of all, I was hoping Cassidy talked, but other than that, it was good.
This wasn't top 5 moments for me of the night.
This was?
It wasn't, and that's what disappoints me in this.
I didn't like the.
What did you? Okay, Moise. So let me ask. Well, Well, Moise, what did you expect out of it then? What were you expecting to happen?
I didn't think the Jericho stuff was funny. I didn't think it
I
put.
don't think it's supposed to be
Yeah.
funny.
I don't
'cause
think it
he's-
was either. But
I don't think it was supposed to be funny.
I don't think it put over Cassidy at all either.
I think it does.
I don't think it does because what he should be.
Not how you wanted it.
I think what it should have been, and everyone has their own views on wrestling. So if y'all disagree, let me know. I think Jericho should have been like, yeah, I asked the guys why they hired you. They told me because you could go when you want to go, and when you want to go, you're one of the best in the world, or you're a great wrestler, or something along those lines. Rather than, oh, they told me they signed you because people love you. I was just like, huh? And then this guy beat you with a baseball bat and a 20 pounds of oranges last week. You're not gonna
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah, Moise.
you're not gonna shin.
Yeah, that's what I was after.
Like I get that your character.
I would have low blowed him or something,
Well, the
or
reason he
bust
does
him with a bat.
the reason he
Kick him in the
does that is
balls,
because to
yeah.
get under his skin some more.
You just kick him in the balls, walk away, and I think that leaves next week's result more up in the air too.
I wonder how much of the previous segment was supposed to take up more time from this segment to what
Maybe they're
Elias,
supposed to intertwine.
well, like to what Elias alluded to, like it was kind of a quick brawl with Private Party and Santana Ortiz.
Mhm.
I guess I'd call it that. And then these guys got the last 5 to 10 minutes or so.
When I see Jericho and Cassidy in the ring, it should be a top 3 segment of the night for me, easy by like a mile. But it not being top 5 is kind of disappointing to me.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we won't go past
But
that.
but you know what? I am with Moise though when I say I was expecting more from the Orange Cassidy Jericho segment. I mean, think about it. I just got my ass blasted by a damn baseball bat, and they got busted by a whole bunch of bag of oranges. Come on now. I was expecting a little bit more retribution than what we got.
This is the most that he's done in a segment like this.
Orange Cassidy should have threw some.
Now that part I agree with.
Orange Cassidy should have had that bottle of orange juice in his back pocket, threw it on his face, kicked him in the balls, and walked away. That's where it should have ended.
Not enough time.
Look, I think a little more than that, but I'm with that. A little bit more.
I honestly
throw the orange juice in his face.
No, I'm saying that would not have taken enough time from the show.
Oh, okay.
I honestly think I expected more from this segment, but at the same time, I was like, it was It wasn't good. It wasn't bad.
It was there.
It was there. It built up their feud, which is the point of the reasoning. But that's it. But yeah, that's AEW in a nutshell. Let's go.
I was more excited for this match last week than I am this week.
Yeah. Let's get into NXT. Let's do a quick recap of NXT. So getting into NXT kicks off with Cameron Grimes versus Damian Priest.
Well, they kicked off with Damian Priest laid out by his car.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes like, hey, y'all need to go help him, and laugh.
And then it basically led into Cameron Grimes basically coming in and basically taunting, saying that getting the ref in there to count to 10 to count him out. Whatchamacallit? Damian Priest came out and it basically led to the match. Ended up with Cameron Grimes getting the victory because of playing to the injuries of Damian Priest. Then we get into Jake Atlas versus Santo Escobar. I thought it was a good match.
That was a decent match. Atlas was giving him that work.
I love seeing Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza with him. Something about them with the actual with the suits on and everything looks really good on them.
I mean, they're not AOP, but okay.
But they're cruiserweights. They're not supposed to be AOP.
They're not supposed to be AOP. Anyways,
they look fake as hell about it though.
Even Angel's like, man, I didn't even watch NXT.
Continue, lies.
Supposed to be going.
Anyways, Escobar
I've seen those guys before. I at least know that they're not AOP.
Anyways, Escobar hits his finisher and scores the victory. Afterwards, I guess we're starting to see the alliances for Drake Maverick build up now that he has Jake Atlas on his side. I'm still wondering who that third person is going to be.
Kushida.
It
Nah,
could. I
Kushida.
don't think so.
it's EC3.
Then afterwards, we get a match between Caden Carter, Casey Catanzaro versus Dakota Kai and Raquel
God, this
Gonzalez.
is so awesome. I freaking hate you for texting me during this match. I was trying to focus on the great action in the ring, not just Caden Carter like someone above me. I was trying to focus on the great action going on between these four lovely women.
Dude,
Uh,
Raquel Gonzalez is a beast.
Dude, she's so good.
She
Dakota,
ended up she had Casey up getting ready for the power bomb, and then Caden came out. She did the leg kick, and then slammed Casey onto the floor. That's like
Casey and Caden are money.
So, would you like to call that a female choke slam?
not a female choke slam. It was a power bomb.
Yeah, the female chokeslam is what's her face's gimmick, Tegan Knox,
Tegan Knox.
but which is also
Yeah.
good. Tegan Knox into her.
This match was really good. Given I think it's great chemistry between them. Anyways, we get into which I thought was my favorite match of the night: Karrion Kross versus Bronson Reed. God,
so good.
I
Bronson
got
Reed-
so much to say about Bronson Reed. I got so
Bronson
much to say
Reed
about
is a good give him a couple of more months or a year or two, he is going to be one of the top guys out there.
Thank you.
Bronson Reed is a good worker.
He's very Samoa Joe.
It's
Yeah.
like I just hate seeing it. Listen, fellas, here's the deal. When I think of Bronson Reed, I'm like, he got so much talent and so much potential. I just hate seeing him in these damn matches he been having for the past couple of weeks.
What do you mean?
Shit.
He squashed last week the person he faced, and then you're putting him against.
But 2 weeks ago he lost to Cameron Grimes, so I kind of agree with Monty here. Like
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
he squashed AR Fox, Big Whoop, or whatever, Leon Ruff, whatever the dude's name is.
yeah, thank you.
That's whatever. We knew that was going to happen. But he just got destroyed by Cameron Grimes 2 weeks ago in like 2 minutes. And then now
And then you go against Cross. Like, come on now.
Yeah, but do you expect Bronson Reed to win against Karrion
No,
Kross?
but it couldn't be more competitive than
I
he was.
No, I was talking to Kristan. I know, because like right now they're building Karrion Kross to be a top hitter. So
I'm not okay. Look, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying, hey,
It's not consistent.
he need to win against Cross. I'm not saying that at all. I got that. What I'm saying is, for him to go out, like I'm just saying, at least give me a no disqualification. Give me something.
I think the match did its purpose, served its purpose, and
I think what Monty is saying is Bronson Reed is too good to be your number one face jobber right now. Like that spot should be in someone else's hands. Like, okay, Bronson Reed is the number one face jobber, and Killian Dane is the number one heel jobber right now. That's just how it is.
I think it's a work in progress with him. I think he's going to get the opportunities he needs soon. I like how he looked in this match versus Karrion Kross. He brought some offense against Karrion Kross, which is the past couple of matches that Kross has had didn't really look that he had too much to do defense. So I think this match itself looked really good. It made both of them look good, and Kross looks like a killer. I still love that entrance with him and Scarlett. It's badass.
Oh yeah. That's a bad. Oh yeah. Of course, that's always gonna be nice.
Then we get a segment beforehand. It's basically Robert Stone trying to. Well, I think it is before, but Robert Stone's trying to actively recruit Rhea Ripley. He gets denied again, and she threw Robert Stone into a dumpster. And then afterwards, Aaliyah came back, and basically they got the match. Rhea Ripley looked really good in this match, and I think Aaliyah looked good too. I'm loving what they're doing with Aaliyah, with this push that they're going to give her. Of course, Rhea Ripley wins. Afterwards, there's I think it was a backstage segment, or it was WWE exclusive.
Backstage. It was a backstage segment.
Not Rhea Ripley, but Robert Stone and Aaliyah talked to William Regal, and basically are like they want a rematch. And then Regal sets the rematch, but it's actually Robert Stone and Aaliyah versus Rhea Ripley. And then Robert Stone basically drops a bomb and he's like, "Well, if we win, she has to join the Robert Stone brand." And then Regal's like, "Nah, I don't think we could do that." And then Rhea Ripley comes out of nowhere and says, "You know what? I'll take that." And that's how the segment ends on that end.
I
then
think
we get.
I think Rhea loses next week.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Anyways, afterwards we get the segment of the therapy segment between which is pretty funny. The therapy segment between the Undisputed Era trying to get Roderick Strong to basically cure him from his phobia. Which was pretty funny. Then finally Kyle O'Reilly rebuilds himself and Roderick Strong finally gets in the trunk. I think the delivery of it from Adam Cole and everybody else was perfect. I love Undisputed Era and their little segments that they're having right now. Afterwards, it leads to a match between Roderick Strong and Dexter Lumis.
I know I'm nitpicking Elias, but I promise you, Roger Strong looks a lot freaking different than he did back when he had the North American Championship on.
Roderick Strong is the most entertaining thing in UE right now. That's
he
why.
is. He is. I'm not disputing that at all. I'm just saying he looks a lot different now. I don't know if something changed.
I think this whole segment made Loomis look really good though. Like it basically made him. It played.
Yeah, I agree with that part.
It played how creepy and how intimidating Dexter Lumis is. So it built up in a sense at UA's expense. It basically built up Dexter Lumis.
Dude, at the very end when Roderick ran away and Bobby Fish is right by the apron and he crawls and just grabs him in that straitjacket hold from the inside of the ring. Oh, that looks so
good. Hey, I like me some Dexter Lumis.
And then we get to
had me crying.
I thought was the match of the night, but a lot of people didn't like it. The triple threat between Keith Lee, Finn Balor, and Johnny Gargano.
I fell asleep during this match.
Listen, y'all, that spot where Keith Lee both suplex both of them at the same time.
I was awake.
That's money. That's money.
I fell asleep like a minute after.
This match was pretty good. I like the ending, how it ended, how Finn Balor dropped, how Keith Lee was going for the pin, and then Finn Balor went and did the coup de grace, but Keith Lee moved, and then afterwards, Keith Lee grabbed him and did the Big Bang Catastrophe. God, that was a perfect way to end the match.
You almost put me to sleep talking about this match. No, it's because last week I told y'all, you guys were like, "Oh no, I don't think Keith Lee wins." I'm like, it only makes sense logically that Keith Lee wins.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought Finn Balor had a chance, but I'm actually excited to see this match between Adam Cole and Keith Lee for the winner take all.
I'm not.
So what happens? So basically, whoever wins gets both championships. Basically.
Yes.
Yep. But Karrion Kross is going to come out and kill both of them.
And it's pointless.
Thank you.
I'm still excited for the match itself.
It won't happen. Did you hear? Well, it won't matter. That.
All right. It's not going to happen.
It's in 2 weeks, right?
Thank you.
I don't know. I think so.
Don't even ask me to bet on it.
We're not going to bet on it.
It's the Great American Bash. It's a pay-per-view.
It's only 3 matches in this pay-per-view.
What's different
I'm just saying. I mean, it's going to end. It's going to end as a disqualification because Karrion Kross don't interfere. Come on,
the greatest match ever.
Uh-huh.
All right, so that was NXT.
Ninjas.
So that was NXT and AEW in a nutshell. Damn, we went a long time.
Well, we spent like 30 minutes talking about the news.
Yeah, so there's a lot of news to talk about. But anyways, that was AEW and NXT in a recap. We'll be back with the part 2 of predicting Fyter Fest, and we'll be back. Peace.
That's one way to end it.